In 1925, Paris looks like a perfect showcase. Crowded cafes, elegant streets, promises of the future. And above it all, the Eiffel Tower dominates the skyline like a vow of greatness. But behind that shine lies a dangerous detail. When a city believes something is eternal, it stops asking questions. Inside, the Iron Giant is not just beauty. It is rivets, wear, hidden rust, constant maintenance. Every meter of that structure costs effort, money, political debate. The tower is a symbol, yes, but it is also a bill that never stops arriving. As people walk through the city, fresh ink in the newspapers turns doubt into public conversation. The question is simple and explosive. Why insist on keeping something so expensive? When public opinion splits, a monument becomes a target, and a target becomes opportunity. Somewhere, discreetly, someone reads those headlines like a treasure map. Not a man offended, but a man attentive. He is not searching for the truth in the words. He is searching for the weakness the words reveal. And in that noise of debate, he sees the perfect opening. His name is Victor Lustig, a face that could pass anywhere without raising suspicion. A measured smile, confident posture, eyes always one step ahead. He does not sell objects, he sells certainty, and that is far more valuable. Lustig understands people the way others understand machinery. Where to apply pressure, where to ease off, where to create urgency. He watches how someone walks, looks, hesitates. He knows that when a person wants badly to believe, half the work is already done. And then an idea is born. One so bold it feels oversized even for a con artist. An idea that requires no weapons, no violence. Only the perfect setting, the right tone, and a detail that looks official enough to silence doubt. It begins with paper, formality, and appearance. A carefully crafted letter, a convincing seal, cold administrative language that sounds authentic. Lustig prepares the world like a stage. The audience does not need to see backstage, only the performance. He chooses the location precisely. An elegant, discreet hotel where important meetings seem routine. Nothing feels suspicious, and that is exactly why it works. Men used to negotiating large sums enter believing they are part of something serious, exclusive, confidential. When the tower appears on the horizon, it seems impossible to imagine it disappearing. And that impossibility is exactly what Lustig weaponizes. He presents the idea as a matter of state secrecy, so absurd that if it leaked, it would become a scandal. And scandal demands silence. In the room, he lays out the reason as if it were inevitable. Too costly, too worn, too politically inconvenient. He gives the story weight, as if the tower has become an embarrassment the city does not dare admit publicly. The uglier the motive, the more real it feels. Then he tightens the key bolt, absolute secrecy. If this leaks, reputations will be ruined. The secret becomes an invisible leash. And when people feel included in a secret, they stop testing the truth for fear of looking foolish. The air changes, time feels shorter, the decision feels urgent, and urgency is the most fertile ground for expensive mistakes. Lustig never raises his voice, yet every second feels loaded, as if history is already moving without them. Among the invited men sits André Poisson, a name eager to become significant. He is not the most experienced, not the most respected, and that makes him vulnerable. He walks into that room wanting to prove he belongs, and that makes him predictable. Lustig notices every micro gesture, the restless hand, the glance seeking approval, the rush to agree. He does not choose a victim for money alone. He chooses based on need. Those who need to win quickly are the easiest to guide toward shortcuts. The official offer sounds clean, structured, but there is a side door, an extra fee, a discreet push, a convenience that no one states openly. Lustig presents corruption as if it were bureaucracy, and when something immoral looks routine, it becomes easier to swallow. Poisson gives in. The envelope slides across the table like just another document. In that moment, it is not only money that changes hands. It is the sensation of triumph. He believes he has secured a historic contract, a stroke of luck, a secret that will elevate him above competitors. When he leaves the hotel, the world feels different. Paris remains the same, but he carries the illusion of owning the impossible. His walk grows firmer, as if he is already rehearsing how he will tell the story. But in truth, the story is telling him. While Poisson savors victory, Lustig is already in motion. The station, the steam, the suitcase, the train. Everything appears normal, efficient, seamless. A perfect fraud has one defining trait. It disappears without noise. No shouting, no drama, just emptiness. And then comes the most unsettling part. Shame becomes an accomplice. Poisson realizes too late that he has been deceived, but pride seals his mouth. He imagines the laughter, the humiliation, his name turned into a joke, and he chooses silence. Without a complaint, there is no headline. Without a headline, there is no hunt. Paris continues as if nothing happened. The Eiffel Tower glows at night, majestic and untouched. That normality becomes the perfect shield for the scam to remain invisible. But Lustig is not the kind of man who escapes a miracle once and never tests it again. He studies success like a formula. If it worked because no one believed it was possible, then it can work again for the same reason. This is where boldness turns into addiction. He returns to Paris calmly, as if stepping back onto a familiar stage. The city greets him with the same elegance, the same movement, the same iron symbol piercing the sky. He realizes the setting is still perfect. The secret remains powerful because no one knows it existed. A new room, new faces, the same luxury, the same atmosphere of importance. Lustig repeats the ritual with slight refinements, like a magician polishing his trick. He does not need a better story. He only needs to tell it with the same unwavering certainty. But this time, something shifts. Among the men seated there, one is not hypnotized by opportunity. He is unsettled by a detail. His eyes do not celebrate, they examine. His forehead does not relax, it tightens. And once doubt is born, it grows fast. Suspicion shortens Lustig's timeline. Before questions turn into phone calls, before someone seeks confirmation, he vanishes the way he arrived, quietly. Rain on the street, quick footsteps, a hat lowered over the eyes. Paris becomes a labyrinth, and he becomes a shadow. The irony is that he is never arrested for selling the Eiffel Tower. The crime is too surreal, too audacious, slipping through logic itself. The tower remains standing, solid and mocking. And the scam becomes legend, whispered, nearly unbelievable. Years later, far from Parisian elegance, Lustig finally faces prison bars. Different crimes, different traps, a different ending. The man who manipulated trust discovers that the world can manipulate back. Yet even behind bars, his myth is already sealed. Because what he executed was not merely theft. It was an exploration of a basic human weakness: hunger for exclusivity, rush for advantage, fear of appearing naive. He understood that when the appearance is flawless, a lie can wear a uniform, and the mind lowers its guard. And that is why this story survives. Not because anyone dismantled the tower, but because someone nearly dismantled common sense inside that room. Sometimes, the most absurd lie does not win because it is brilliant. It wins because we desperately want it to be true.